Claire had always imagined motherhood would transform her, but nothing could have prepared her for the moment her twin daughters were born. At 35, she lay in the delivery room, her husband Jason gripping her hand, both eagerly awaiting their babies. The nursery was ready, soft green walls matching teddy bears' tiny white booties. But when the first infant arrived, the room fell silent. Then the second, two beautiful black baby girls. Claire, exhausted but overwhelmed with love, whispered, "They're perfect." But Jason recoiled. Without a word he left and never returned. The next morning a nurse handed Claire divorce papers. No explanation, just abandonment. Rumors swirled. Nurses whispered. Friends disappeared. Even her parents questioned her. "Claire, is there something you need to tell us?" But Claire knew the truth. She hadn't cheated. These girls were hers, and she would love them fiercely. She named them Zaria and Zania and raised them alone, moving to a modest apartment where judgmental stares were fewer. She worked tirelessly, sold her engagement ring, and devoted herself to her daughters. Zaria, quiet and bookish, adored puzzles and sweaters. Zania, bold and joyful, danced in mismatched socks. Claire never hid the truth from them. She explained genetics, melanin, and the power of love. But the mystery of their features, their deep brown eyes, radiant skin, and coiled curls, lingered. A DNA test revealed mixed ancestry but no close relatives. So Claire focused on what mattered, being their mother. 10 years later, Claire walked downstairs to a scene that stopped her heart. Zaria and Zania sat on the couch, each cradling a newborn, both with pale skin. "Girls, what is this?" Claire's voice trembled. "She gave them to us," Zaria said calmly. "She said you'd know what to do." Claire unfolded a note, her hands shaking. The signature at the bottom stole her breath. Lila. Memories flooded back. Lila, the biracial 7-year-old she'd fostered a decade ago. The girl who'd called her Mama Claire and slept with the light on. The child she'd fought to adopt, until a distant aunt took her away. Now Lila had returned, not in person but with 2 babies and a plea for help. Claire acted fast, calling Child Protective Services. The twins, Micah and Grace, were placed in her temporary care. Zaria and Zania, though just children themselves, helped with bottles and diapers, their instincts as natural as if they'd been born to it. But Claire couldn't shake the letter's words. "Tell her I remembered." Weeks later, a knock came at the door. Claire opened it to find Lila, now 17, drenched from rain, her eyes filled with fear. "I didn't know if you'd hate me," Lila whispered. Claire pulled her into a crushing embrace. Lila sobbed into her shoulder, just as she had as a child. Inside, the twins watched as Lila knelt beside the babies, her voice breaking. "I wanted to do right by them, but I didn't think I could." "You did," Claire said firmly. "You brought them to someone who would love them." Lila's question was barely audible. "Can I stay?" Claire's answer was immediate. "You never left." In the months that followed, Lila began rebuilding her life. Therapy, social workers, and slowly, trust. Claire became legal guardian to Micah and Grace, with Lila sharing custody as she healed. One evening, folding laundry, Lila confessed, "I used to dream about your house. Not the furniture, just the feeling." Claire squeezed her hand. "Neither did I." Years ago, the world had called Claire a liar. Now, her home was full. 2 daughters by birth, 2 by love, and a young woman who had finally found her way back. When the twins shouted, "Mom!" from the living room, no one questioned it. Because family wasn't about biology. It was about the unshakable bond of a mother's love.